afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to our channel Mission Government Service. I'm Ishika Pradhan. And from our last two videos, we are able to learn about several literary terms used in poetry. Okay, so today we are going to start with some literary terms used in drama. Let's begin. So the first literary term is protagonist. And a protagonist is the primary character. The story is primarily about of them. So we can see their struggles and decisions and maybe goals drive the plot forward of the drama. And we can see Macbeth as the protagonist in Shakespeare drama Macbeth. Okay. So the second one is antagonist. So what is an antagonist? An antagonist is the character or force. শুধু ফোর্স না, এটা ন্যাচারাল ফোর্সও হবে, মানে স্টর্ম বা কোনো প্রাকৃতিক ভাবে কোনো বাধা সেগুলো আসবে. সো দ্য অ্যান্টাগনিস্ট ইজ দ্য ক্যারেক্টার অর ন্যাচারাল ফোর্স দ্যাট ওপোজেস দ্য প্রোটাগনিস্ট অ্যান্ড they are basically the villain in the stories. So we can see Voldemort from Harry Potter as an antagonist. So the third one is tragedy. And tragedy is a form of drama in which the main character is brought to ruin for a mistake, especially the consequence of tragic flaw and moral weakness. And it is a serious play with a sad ending. And we can see the use of tragedy in the drama Macbeth by Shakespeare. Okay. So the fourth number literary term is interludes. An interlude is a short period of time or a brief episode that comes between larger events and activities. And we can see the use of interludes in The Play of the Weather by John Haywood. So the fifth number literary term is soliloquy. And soliloquy is a dramatic technique of speaking alone by a single character while no other allowed to be present. So we can see the use of soliloquy in Hamlet by William Shakespeare. So the number sixth literary term is monologue. And it is a long speech by a single character in a play. And we can consider as the example of monologues like My Last Duchess and The Last Ride Up Together by Robert Browning. And the number seventh literary term is climax. And climax is the peak of tension and conflict within a story representing a decisive moment or turning point. And we can see in Shakespeare's Othello, Desdemona's killing scene is an example of climax. And the last literary term we are going to learn is anticlimax. A point where tension or excitement is suddenly replaced with something trivial or disappointing, creating a sense of depletion is called an anticlimax. And an easy example of anticlimax is Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing comedy drama. Okay, now I am going to start another literary terms used in short stories like fable, myths, and anecdote, etc. The first one is fable. Fable is a short, simple story often featuring animals as the characters that teaches a clear moral lesson. And we all know from our childhood the story Hare and the Tortoise is an example of fable. And the second one is flashback. A flashback is a scene set earlier than the current timeline of the story. And we can see the use of flashback in The Sniper by O. Flaherty. Okay, so the third one is myths. And a myth is a traditional story often involving supernatural beings or events that explains the origins of a culture, natural phenomena, or social customs. And we can see the use of myths in Prometheus by P.B. Shelley. And the last one is anecdote, which is used in short stories basically. So, an anecdote is a short, interesting, or amusing story about a real person or an event. And we can see anecdote in Uncle Podger's every story.